Anthony Davis has left the court on a wheelchair. In this video, I will be breaking down Anthony Davis's injury that he might have suffered, due to which he wasn't able to continue playing on the field, and he left the field on a wheelchair. And I'm Dr. Haroon Ilyas, and if you are into mechanics and anatomy of sports injuries, consider subscribing to this channel. This is the moment where we can see that Anthony Davis has been hit on one side of the face by Kevon Looney's wrist and some part of his forearm. And after this trauma, it seems as Anthony Davis was feeling a little dizzy, as you can see right here that he is showing that he is not able to see clearly. And now I would be breaking it down what could be the possible reason of Anthony Davis being dizzy due to this kind of trauma. So if we see the point of contact of Kevon Looney's wrist on the side of Anthony Davis's face, we can see right here that it's very near to the eye, and our eye is enclosed in a socket that is called the orbit. And if we see this picture, we can relate that our face is being made of several type of facial bone, and in order to break down the anatomy of the orbit, we can clearly see that on the front, on the anterior side, there is maxillary bone, while on the posterior and there is sphenoid bone, and on the lateral or on the side wall of the orbit is being made of the temporal bone, and it is the portion where Kevon Looney's wrist has connected with Anthony Davis. And you can see that as his wrist has hit the lateral wall of the orbit, there are chances that the trauma might have been absorbed by the bone, but some of the trauma could also be passed to the eye, and this kind of trauma can result in the detachment of retina. Moreover, it could also result in scleral or conjunctival injuries to the eye. And by conjunctiva, I am referring to the white portion of the eye. And in order to describe sclera, you can see that over this picture, the white portion is the conjunctiva, while a layer that protects the conjunctiva is called the sclera. And this could be one of the possible reasons of the dizziness felt by Anthony Davis. However, this seems very unlikely that due to some eye injury that Anthony Davis might feel this kind of dizziness. However, there are chances that Anthony Davis might have suffered a concussion, and as our brain is surrounded by cerebrospinal fluid, it is a fluid that surrounds our brain, and it is a fluid that separates the brain from the skull. And whenever there is rapid stoppage of our head, or there is a rapid trauma to our face or the head, our brain could smash up the walls of the skull, and this can lead to the concussion. And as you can see on this picture that Anthony Davis's head is tilted on the one side, and there is a good possible reason to believe that his brain might have collided with his skull, and this could be one of the reasons that Anthony Davis might be feeling little dizzy due to this kind of concussion. So another reason could be the fracture of the temporal bone, and this could result in Anthony Davis being on a sideline for quite some while now, but that also seems very unlikely because there is very less impact on the side of the face of Anthony Davis. And if we discuss the return of Anthony Davis, there are different kind of protocols for the return of the player after suffering a concussion, and this could depend upon the severity of the concussion. And but I do think that Anthony Davis could miss a single game, or he could miss a couple of training sessions. And if I talk about the eye injury, which seems very unlikely, there could be a prolonged recovery time in that kind of circumstance. So this is it from this video. If you want to watch more content related to sports medicine, consider subscribing to this channel.